Audio Jungle.
In the Western Cape, it's not happening, because in the Western Cape there's a narrative or a certain agenda that they keep to keep the inequalities.
Yeah.
So where Gauteng would approach former Model C schools and partner with them and say, listen, you need to take these children. The Western Cape is okay for them to have thousands of learners not in a school each and every year. However, it has been like this for years.
Welcome back to Real Talk. I'm your host, Michelle Peterson. Today we have Vanessa Le Roux, the founder of PEESA. Welcome, Vanessa. It's an honor to have you here this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Michelle. Thanks for having me.
Vanessa, if you can just tell the people what PEESA stands for.
PEESA is short for Parents for Equal Education South Africa. We advocate basically for the rights of children, the basic right to education for children, but we address all issues and inequalities in schools. Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm a parent, Vanessa, this is what I wanted to ask you, to just come straight to the point. I have a problem with a school where I've applied now last year already for my child to be accepted in maybe in grade 8, or this year for grade 8, next year 2026, and I've applied at 6 or 7 different schools, but not one of the schools accepted my child. What do parents do in cases like that?
Michelle, the thing is, this is a problem that didn't start yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been in this field for 13 years, and ever since it has been the problem. Each and every year, Gauteng in Western Cape is the provinces with the most unplaced learners. However, somehow Gauteng managed in the first 2 weeks and they have the highest number every year, they managed to place all their children. In the Western Cape, it's not happening, because in the Western Cape there's a narrative or a certain agenda that they keep to keep the inequalities.
Yeah.
So where Gauteng would approach former Model C schools and partner with them and say, listen, you need to take these children. The Western Cape is okay for them to have thousands of learners not in a school each and every year. However, it has been like this for years. What COVID did, because we were at home, COVID just put the emphasis on it, so parents could really see what is happening.
Yeah.
And the focus grades and the crisis grades is grade 1 and grade 8.
Yeah.
And now it's even more difficult. As an organization, we're struggling because grade 1 is a crisis grade. However, last year, the year before last year, grade R also became compulsory. So historically, we knew that grade R only had 2 classes per school.
Yeah.
So now everyone wants their children at school in grade R, so that they can secure a spot in grade 1 for their children. However, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Because the infrastructure is not there. We made a proposal, and we successfully did it in the West Coast, where we said, listen, because we don't have the infrastructure at schools, here's the plan. Let's the community ECDs, and we've spoken to all stakeholders. We've spoken to the municipalities, we've spoken to corporate, where we said, let's equip these people with the necessary curriculum-based educational material. Let's fully register them. There's an organization that the WCD use, grassroots. And let's send at least 2 people and train them properly as grade R teachers. Subsidize these community ECDs, and then we won't have that problem.
Yeah.
And corporate South Africa, In fact, it was an international company. They really put in a lot in that, because we could manage to open about 28 ECDs
Okay.
in the West Coast. And if I say open up, they equip them fully with the material, everything. TV, Scots, toys, curriculum-based toys that they use to do grade R. So I think that's a program. We ran a pilot there. It worked.
Yeah.
We contacted the WCD. They sent out some of the officials. So now it's up to them. Are they going to train these people so that they can be qualified teachers?
Yeah.
And get paid for it? And because when DSD gave a grade R over to the DBE,
Yeah.
it was a mess. It was a total mess. It's like a baby that no one knows what to do with.
It was a transition. Yeah.
Yes. So it wasn't, it was planned, they still don't know. We know grade R is compulsory.
Yeah.
But if you speak to the WCED officials, they would say to you it's not compulsory.
Yeah.
On the one end, they threatening parents, if the child don't go to grade R, you can go to jail. However, their ducks are not in a row.
In a row. What I want to ask you on that, Vanessa, and I want to applaud you regarding getting the ECD. Funny enough, I've also got that qualifications and pre-primary. Yeah. And I see if you start from nursery, pre-primary up, you have that whole school set up.
Yeah.
My worry is, because I know quite a few of my top students that is supposed to be going to grade 8. That is where the problem lies. The schools want to take learners with straight 7s and 6s. And those are not even private, but your Model C schools. Yes. They only take the learners with 6 and 7s. That's why their results are good at the end of the year.
Yes.
So the learners with the 4s and 5s, or even the 3s, they get sent to our township schools, and that's why our pass rates are also very low. Yeah. I want to know from you, what do you think, what can we put in place as WCD? What must be put in place, strategies, in order for us to solve this problem also for grade 8?
The thing is, because what is happening, and this is, we must put this on the door of the WCD, because it's discrimination. Yeah. It's discrimination if you let a child apply and your criteria is based on results, because if you are a school, you must be able to teach any child.
Yeah.
So you can't take a child based on extracurriculum activities or the scoring of his marks, and in many cases you even get these focus schools which focus on maths and science.
Yes.
Where they let these children write exams as if they apply for a job.
Yeah.
That's discrimination. Because if you are a community school, you can't have a focus school.
Yeah, yeah.
You must serve the community.
Definitely.
You don't serve science and maths children only. You serve the community. But that is what the WCD allow them to do, because they allow this discrimination. What we've recently even found out, that certain schools are asking for photos with their applications. And
Yes,
that's a problem. Because
Even, sorry Vanessa, even my parents, remember, it's a no-fee school, under cater for people from informal settlements. These parents, I normally pay for some learners. It's like 1,000 Rand deposit or 2,000 Rand non-refundable to put down in order for your child to be accepted at a school. Is that even legal?
That's illegal. That's totally illegal. And but the thing is, if you are driving a certain narrative and you want to remain, to keep a certain status quo, You will keep yourself blind.
Yeah.
Even if people report this, for instance, this photo thing, it's unlawful. It's against the Child Act. We can't, because you asking these people to send photos prior to admission. This child is not accepted at your school yet.
Yeah.
So for what reason are you asking this? And it's only these former Model C schools. And maybe it would sound a little bit racist. But for years I've been asking, just show me one white parent whose child's not placed. Just one white parent.
Yeah.
Why doesn't white people have this issue? And if you go and look at schools like your Renish, the Wellington schools, even Fairbairn is asking for photos. Why? And what is happening if that child is not accepted? What is happening with that photos? Because you identify that child, and that's against the Schools Act, that's against the Child Act. But the WCD approved this as secondary requirement. So they are as guilty as that SGB and as that school.
That's the school.
Yeah.
Vanessa, thank you for that also. Corporal punishment. I'll give you just a short thing why I hate it so much. When I was in our era now, grade 9, a teacher during interval of the bell rang and we were still sitting, as teenagers looking at pictures, and he walked in with a stick, a thin rod, and he hit me over my head, over my back, and I wrote a book about it. And I ran out of the class. I never went back to school after that. And then years later, I had to complete matric. And thank God I'm a qualified educator. But that thing haunted me for years. And I'm so against corporal punishment because I said to quite a few teachers that there is effective ways of disciplining a child. And I just want to know from you, Vanessa, your view on corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment is unacceptable because in many cases these teachers are doing it out of frustration. It's not to rectify. It's not to discipline like a proper adult. And we know the load that teachers are under. We know the burden that teachers are under. We know all the social ills that they deal with.
Yeah.
So when they come to the point of corporal punishment, it's unacceptable because then it's assault. It's not just like we did in the old back in the day where we get over with a rod
over your hands,
hands or something. They physically use their fists to assault children in the most brutal ways. We just had a case yesterday that's now in the regional court of a principal that lost it. How do you as the leader of the school lose it? What type of example are you setting for those educators? You are actually saying it's okay. I can lose it.
Yeah.
It's not okay. And the fact that the WCD is the excuses is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Because the moment you touch a child in that manner, you are assaulting a child. That should be grounds for immediate dismissal. You shouldn't wait on the criminal justice system to deal with that person because you are two different entities. And that's what we also get with the criminal justice system. When parents go and open up cases, they refer you to the WCD. So all of them are passing each other's jurisdiction towards each other.
Yeah.
So that is something that needs to be addressed. But also what we found is that when parents go to the police station to open up cases, these constables don't know a thing about the Schools Act.
Yeah.
They don't know a thing because you have your FCS unit and we are clear of what it's about. However, corporal punishment, they make it criminal injuria. They water it down when it's actually a really serious crime against a child. And this is why we're sitting with children that's also frustrated, because they see it at home, they see it in the community, and now the teacher that's in a position of authority is also doing it.
And we and teachers are there to protect our learners. What I wanted to ask you as well, or talk about, is the following. You will hear some parents maybe say, or teachers, what is our rights? Yes, we have rights. But what I really want the emphasis on for now is they speak about, the children are so rude nowadays. They are just, yes, I agree on that.
Yes.
Because I've come from a high school, matriculants, and I'm with a primary school.
Yeah.
And if I can do it, where you walk out of a class, if you feel, listen here, this child is so rude that you will lose your, walk out, call another teacher in, say, listen here, just go there for 5 minutes. There is so many ways. But what is happening is children's heads get banged against the wall. They will hit them with a fist, and it's vicious things, and it's cruel.
Yeah.
And it's against our constitution.
Yeah.
And I, and I really love what you are doing. Is you're not afraid. You go in there, and I think that's where we share something great.
Yeah.
Vanessa, the SGB, their role in the school. I don't think most SGB people know what is their role in the school.
Michelle, to be honest with you, I think the department wants it that way.
Yeah.
They want it that way. There's now a ban on the closing of schools. It was last year. I'm not sure for how long. But our parents and our communities must be careful. If they don't get the proper training, the proper knowledge to govern a school, that school is bound to fall apart. And that's what the WCD wants. They want that school to fall apart, so that whenever they get a chance, they're going to close it.
Yeah.
And we don't understand that type of things. And in our communities, there will never be a case where you have too little children.
Never.
Because we are sitting with up to, in foundation, I've heard in foundation phase, up to 70 children in a class.
Yeah, I had last year 48.
Yeah, so and the ratio is 37.
Yes.
So you will never get a school where you will have a township school where you have little children.
Exactly.
However, what is happening in our township schools in terms of SGBs, principals, they will pick, because the reality is parents is absent. So they don't go to SGB lections. They don't think it's important. They don't even go to normal general parent meetings where their children's academics are discussed.
Yeah.
So principals handpick people that he or she can control.
Yes, definitely.
So now this is people, and the department is equally guilty with that. And this is something that we look into, because if you look at who's doing the training, PEESA has been doing this training for years. And we ask, are they the only people that can do the training first of all?
And it's not even a full training. It's like
a half a day.
A half a day training,
and to govern a school, you can never put it in half a day. And many of these SGBs doesn't know the legal consequences of governing the school.
Yeah.
And then you get, because our communities are poor, you get your unemployed people. So the treasurer is working in the kitchen so that he or she can sign anytime the principal calls.
Yeah.
And they don't know what they're signing for. They just sign checks. They just sign forms and letters.
And Vanessa, what is so sad is also what the department must understand is some of our people are not educated. And then you get some that are so educated. And once those SGB, when they stand up for the school or for themselves, and then they get attacked by the WCD. I was once, many years ago, I was on the SGB, and we had an incompetent SGB. First of all, they never got training. I then had to give them, you know,
A little bit of training.
little bit of training
Yeah.
to say that, listen here, that the SGB governs
Yeah.
the school, right? The SMT must stop getting involved. They are there for daily management of the school. And these type of things is what we need to teach them.
And also what we need to teach them is the principal is not the school.
Yeah,
The principal can't make decisions, especially governing decisions.
yeah,
A principal's hands don't belong on the money of the school.
yeah, definitely.
A principal is in a role of where he or she accounts to the governing body,
Yeah,
not the other way
the
around.
other way around. Yeah,
And you would hear many principals would say my school, as if they own their school. And if I'm just taking an example, you will see the vast difference between former Model C schools and our township schools.
yeah,
You will, if you go to, and I had the privilege of experiencing both, because my son was at the poorest primary school, and there you could see there was trouble because I was on the SGB, and I made that principal understand, I'm not here to listen to you. You are here to account to us.
yes,
Who said you can cater? Where did that money come from? That's the questions that the SGB must ask, because this is government funds.
yeah,
You go to jail for a 5 rand.
exactly.
And this is the I don't think our people knows this. The chairperson was working in the kitchen of the school. So anytime anyone can, the treasurer is also working at the school. So how do you go against your boss?
Yeah,
And this is and the WCD must really address this thing where we say, if you serve on the SGB of the
You
school,
cannot- yeah,
you
you
cannot work at the school.
at the school you cannot.
You cannot work because it's a total conflict of interest.
Yeah,
If you go to, and then my son went to high school, which is a former Model C school. Planning is everything. That people can start on the first day of each school year. They can start working.
exactly.
Where I had the case now in August of matric jackets. That's not the issue with former Model C schools.
Yeah,
The day the school starts,
in the beginning
their
of the
children
year.
get their jackets.
Yes.
Because they've already started August month
Yeah,
or July month to say, listen, by end of August, this money must be paid for the jackets for matric.
yeah,
They don't deal with those type of stuff because academics is more important.
yeah,
And a principal of a former Model C school will know, if a chairperson is walking in there must be trouble.
yeah,
Why is the chairperson here? Because that's a professional. He or she knows they don't have time to sit around and go to school and entertain the principal or go and write checks or are working at the feeding scheme and that type of stuff.
And
that's why it's working like a well-oiled machine.
yeah. And selections must be looked at very carefully. When you select a chairperson for the governing body, it must be someone with a backbone, man. It must be someone that will be able to stand up and know policy.
Exactly, but everyone actually needs to know policy.
Yeah.
Because if the thing is, if everyone doesn't know policy, the problem can be that you will get factions on the SGB, because now you're sitting with one faction that have no knowledge
Yeah,
about governance,
yeah,
and then you get another faction that knows something about governance and challenge the principle, and that can become a problem.
okay. Vanessa, you are in NPO.
PO, yes.
Okay. So you don't get paid for doing this?
No.
Right. Is there anything that you want to speak to the viewers about or let them know? How to get in contact with you? I know you totally depend on fundraisings
Yes.
in order for this organization to keep running.
Yes.
And I think it's very wrong for you not to get paid. Sorry to say it that way, because you really go the extra mile. I have had a personal experience with you and some of my colleagues, and I know that you put in 100% for our educators, our parents, and for our learners as well. So if you can just tell them, where they can get hold of you and things like that.
I think the best way to get hold of me is on my cell phone. My number is 0720738839. But we also have a Facebook page called Parents for Equal Education South Africa. You can post the link on under this video. But also, we are not only there because teachers are parents too.
Yes.
We must also remember that teachers are parents too. And this is a collective effort if we want to address this thing.
Yeah.
We know the stress teachers are under.
Yes.
We know the burden that teachers are under, especially in township schools.
Yeah.
The chief director asked me a few days ago, what is township schools? And I said to her, the only answer I could give her is, please don't patronize me.
Yes.
Because you know what I mean when I say township schools.
Yes, definitely.
You know exactly what I mean when I say township schools. And the reality is, the social ills that we have in the community, it's unfortunately spilling over into our schools.
Yeah.
Where we had previously policemen in mental institutions, you should go and see how many teachers are now in mental institutions.
Yes, yes.
And it's literally a point of where they contest and they put each other down over positions in schools.
In schools, yeah.
And the other thing that I have a problem with is that these young teachers with no experience, they become HODs.
Or principal.
Or a principal. and that's the point where they literally stab each other in the back.
Yeah.
And they not focus on academics.
Yeah.
They are way too ambitious, and they don't know that I need training. I need experience
definitely.
to do these type of things. And I think there must be a rule to say, listen, you must at least teach 10 years before you can become a HOD. And not just grab anyone from the street.
Because
not from the street
because you've got a master's degree.
Yes, because all of them are qualified.
Yeah.
The other thing that we should look out for is the privatization of education. One of these days, education is going to be only for those who can afford it.
Yeah.
And that's a problem because we are sitting with collaboration schools. It's a problem. In collaboration schools, so many rules are being broken. Labor laws are being broken because it's been run. And I want viewers really to go and look at who is running the collaboration schools.
Yeah.
So now they build a school with taxpayer money, but a trust is running it from Stellenbosch.
Oh.
So those teachers are not allowed to belong to a union, so their rights are being taken away.
Yeah, immediately.
There's no privileges, there's no pension, there's no all of medical aid, nothing like that. It's literally, and our communities are so sensationalized that if someone comes and shows you, oh, your child will work on this tablet, this gadget, it's something new it's a thing for them.
Yeah.
But at the cost of what?
Yes,
Because
definitely.
the power of the community are being taken away from collaboration schools. Because now a trust is running that school.
Yeah.
And all the laws are being broken.
Vanessa, thank you so much for all that information. in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I know we can talk about a lot of things this afternoon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Michelle.
It was a great honor to have you here. There you heard from the horse's mouth, Vanessa Le Roux, Parents for Equal Education South Africa. If you need any more information, you can go to our description. I'm your host, Michelle Peterson. Thank you for watching Real Talk. Stay blessed and know with God, all things are possible. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Audio Jungle.